is our Green School capstone experience. It's an opportunity to demonstrate mastery of core skills, all of the Green School skills that they've developed over the course of their education here at Green School, and apply them to some passion, some interest, some real-world problem that each student is interested in tackling. Then as they go through that project, they're constantly reflecting on their own learning through the project and writing about that. Then they develop a message that they want to share with the world and with our Green School community. And then before graduation, at the end of the grade 12 year, all of the students stand up in our Sangkup and give a 13-minute presentation in the style of a TED Talk, where they basically get to share with the world something that they're passionate about, that they've invested themselves in deeply, and really say something about what they have to offer the world and what they think is really important at that moment in their lives.
So for my Greenstone project, I'm doing something on creativity. So creativity, how to achieve your creativity and sparking out creativity. It's a funny story here because I keep coming back. The first time I was here was in middle school when I did a service project with my class in middle school. And then from there, sometimes I get calls from here like, please come visit and do some workshops, creativity workshops, drumming workshops, something like this. And now for my Greenstone, they asked me to do it regularly every week, and it's perfect for my Greenstone project. And I chose, and this school has really connected me with, this school has connected me with the school. Yeah. When creating something, and when taking action to your idea, you have to believe that your idea is different, unique, and people who dislike it maybe just don't understand it yet, because they just don't know about the potential is of this idea moving forward. Because simply it's hard. Try to move on in life, and keep trying.
One of the days while I was there, I spent the day surfing, having fun, chilling out on the beach. And then there's a festival nearby, and I hear my name being called. Would Mr. Patrick O'Grady please come to the stage and give his presentation on tourism? And I had no idea that I had to go up or anything like that. So I kind of just walked up on the stage and winged it, pulled it off, but yeah, kind of scary. My project was centered around a beautiful area in East Java called Malang. But now you may think that I'm here today to talk about green tourism or ecotourism, but what I'm really here to show you is an entirely new model for tourism in itself. The goal for the project was to build a surfboard library. The way a surfboard library works is similar to a regular library, but instead of books, it's boards. Anyone from the village can come down and borrow a board for the day and just return it after their surf session, which gives a massive opportunity for people to become involved in surfing and develop a closer relationship to the ocean. What I hope to see from the future of Malang is a place that balances modernity and economic growth with integrity and sustainability.
So I have seen every Greenstone that's ever been done at the school. I saw the very first ones that started with Leslie. I have watched the students grow through them, and they're breaking these models as how we look at the world and how we as adults have become so rigid in our thinking, and so it opens our minds. I mean, I think the fact that people are crying is simply because it's this relief, so moving and so beautiful, that this wisdom and this knowledge is coming from these young people. It really shakes my world.
So I first got my idea for my Greenstone in November, and then it was just this crazy notion of, am I actually going to travel back to the US for my Greenstone? Usually people stay in Bali for what they do, but I was lucky that my parents were okay with it, my teachers were okay with it, so I just took the leap and I got on a plane in March and I went back. So I skipped an entire block of school, but I think it was worth it.
When I woke up on the very first morning and started crying because I was genuinely scared for my life. The house was decorated with 3 deer heads and 1 moose head. And that was the very first moment that I wondered, what the hell have I gotten myself into?
The Greenstone journey is a learning process, right? It's a demonstration of skills, but it's also a development of skills, an opportunity to develop those core skills. And sometimes the path is a winding path and not directly linear. So we do scaffold the process. We break it down in terms of, like I say, a proposal and research and planning and project and reflection and a lot of peer feedback. They do a lot to support each other, as well as getting support from these adults and faculty and mentors in the community. And we trust that by the time they're coming through at the other end of their grade 12 year, that everybody's going to have something really meaningful to share.
I know that I'm really interested in this project. Like every single day I come home, and even if I have other work, this is like all I work on. Like this is what I do every single day. So it's just a lot of self-motivation. I don't know, I really like it, yeah.
We know rape and sexual assault happens. As a community, we talk about it. But what happens after that? We need to acknowledge that people have their own way of processing, that it's different for everyone. We need to take care of each other. Everyone has a story, and we just haven't heard it yet. So let's listen, let's take care of each other, and let's talk about rape. Thank you.
Basically, my Greenstone is going to try to tackle the world's plastic pollution problem, and I want to do this through science. Now, who here eats meat? I know there aren't a lot of us here, but I do. Now imagine if your fancy grass-fed Angus cattle ate plastic. It'd get sick and die off pretty quickly. So imagine if we ate plastic. We'd all be dead by now. So how come these cows are able to eat plastic every day, but we can't? It's like, if I were to turn over a rock and find nothing, it's still progress because now I know there's nothing there. If you know what I mean, then I can keep on looking. As Einstein said, and you can't argue with Einstein, never stop asking questions. Curiosity has its own reasoning for existing. Thank you.
Some of the challenges of my Greenstone was pretty much being able to talk in front of a lot of people.
My Greenstone is about wave energy and the process I have gone through to learning how to harness that energy.
The ocean covers up to 75% of the earth. I know that I worked so hard on it and stuff like that, and it was super challenging, but a huge relief after I finished it. Yeah.
I hope that in the future I can spread my idea of getting energy from the ocean and let people enjoy the clean energy from the ocean. Thank you.
My project called Kampung English, which is really cool project that I've started with my dad like 3 years ago. So the idea of this project is to engage local kids around Sibangkaja neighborhood.
My name is Tessa. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So far, I'm having 35 kids that keep coming to my house to learn English every Sunday. Let us not forget that life is not about yourself. Life is about adding values to other people's lives. Thank you.
So basically what I want to prove through this project is that minimalism and zero-waste living can essentially be a lifestyle-centered solution to society's sustainability problems.
4 months of trash. Yeah, and I do also have, this isn't all the trash I produce. There's lots of mistakes that's happened in between now and before, but I have like a guilt jar as well. It's not much, but it's like a good way to get over it because guilt doesn't help the message at all when I'm trying to get it across. It doesn't help. My goal is to keep this one jar for the whole year, and I don't want to make a second jar, so I have to really be careful now.
I felt like if I'm going to talk about these ideas as part of my Greenstone project, I have to live in that way as well. So I'm zero waste, I live zero waste,
And I'm also living as a minimalist, so I'm removing as much as I can from my life, especially objects and things I normally consume.
The fact is, consumerism is drilled into everyone's lives. 7 months ago, I became zero waste. In that time, all the waste I have reduced has been added to this jar. Fellow Greenies, by questioning your blind conditioning is to reach your full potential for consciousness, fulfillment, and happiness. Just think about it. Thank you.
My biggest goal would be to help support each one of them becoming their best selves in the time that they're here at Green School. So we want to honor all those different pathways that have brought them here and all their different pathways that are taking them out after they graduate. And like you say, for some of them that's university, for some of them that's service work, for some of them there's going to be other learning opportunities or other opportunities as well to contribute. A lot of them are really ready to give back by the time they're in grade 12 and by the time they graduate from Green School. And we want to inspire that and we want to support that.
So the Greenstone is this microcosm of life. They start off on this journey thinking that this is what they want to do and this is what they want to talk about and this is what they want to tackle, and inevitably all of them change. Now they may stay on the same theme, but they get different awarenesses. They have these epiphanies that happen throughout the process. And that's life.
It's a privilege to be here. Make the most out of it and open up for every learning opportunities. And most importantly, even though you go to an international school, never forget your own culture. Thank you. Suksama.
Dear me, thank you for being creative. Thank you for being spontaneous. Thank you for being patient to myself. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for having a lot of experiences. Thank you for being different. Thank you for having ADHD. Thank you for turning failure into success. Thank you.
We don't have all the solutions, which is okay. But we need to be open to all kinds of dialogue, because through them, we can actually learn a lot. All it takes is a little humility, some bravery, lots of empathy, and, of course, love. Thank you.